There ain't no future unless we build it now. Unless we build it now. United States, Africa, we salute ya. A new state of mind, I introduce ya. Close your eyes and visualize the rise of a new paradigm. Solar powered skyscrapers.
Welcome to the Africa Must Unite podcast, a podcast dedicated to inspiring African people worldwide to rise up, organize, and struggle for Pan-Africanism, a unified, liberated, socialist Africa, the only permanent solution to the exploitation and oppression of African people, no matter where they happen to be born or happen to live in the world. Now please, welcome the hosts of Africa Must Unite.
Africa's future is now, so get ready.
Revolutionary greetings, Africans. This is Sister Jendai, and you are tuning into Africa Must Unite. We at Africa Must Unite have been doing a special series of podcasts preparing you all for the 31st GarveyFest celebration. This will be sponsored by the Pan-African Revolutionary Socialist Party and Africans on the Move. This podcast marks the third in our series. This year's celebration is themed, Capitalism is the Virus, Pan-Africanism is the Vaccine. Our celebration will be held virtually on Saturday, August 15th from 1 until 3 p.m. U.S. Central Standard Time. To access the virtual GarveyFest celebration, please visit the Pan-African Revolutionary Socialist Party's Facebook page and YouTube page. This year's virtual celebration will include clips of past GarveyFest celebrations, PRSP and AOM speakers, Garvey speeches, solidarity statements, cultural and political speakers and performers, and progressive music. Tune in every week leading up to August 15th for special GarveyFest podcast episodes. This week, we'd like to share with you a video clip of our party speaker, Mama D, from our 27th GarveyFest celebration in 2015. As you listen, please remember that a unified, socialist Africa is on the horizon.
Pan-African Revolutionary Socialist Party and Africans on the Move. It's my pleasure. My pleasure. You know, we get questions all the time because we say, ready for the revolution in terms of our t-shirt. And first thing you want to know is, what revolution are you talking about? We're talking about the African Revolution. And people say, well, why Africa? We say, well, that's our place of origin. That's our only land we can claim as ours. We can't claim the Native American people's land. They are the true landlords, and we are living on it. We respect that. Africa is our land, and we're happy. Despite all the exploitation, it's still the richest landmass on the face of the earth. So we talk about the African Revolution. Well, what does it mean to me and you, living, being born, living, and perhaps dying in Milwaukee? I'm going to give you an example of that. You remember the old Kung Fu movies when they used to say, you don't stand a Chinaman's chance in hell of doing anything. That was in the 1800s. China was all divided, had no control. Opium was being poured into China. Today, you don't say that anymore. Students up on campus, on UWM's campus, when they talk about getting a science partner, if they see a Chinese in their class, they say, I want him for my partner. They don't know if that Chinese person is a third generation, a second generation. They don't know if that person was born in China. They don't know if that person can speak Chinese or ever visited China. All they're going by is that person person's appearance, because China raised itself up, organized itself, unified itself, and now is promising to be the wealthiest place, the most powerful place on earth. You don't ever have to go to Africa if you don't want to. You just got to know what Africa means to you. It's the richest land base on the face of the earth, and it's our land. All Africa has to do is get united, organized, and revolutionary in the sense of working for us. Now, what about revolution, people say? I understand now why you talk about Africa, because that wealth, when Africa gets organized and controlled by us, will be used to help African people all over the world. But what revolution are you talking about? What does that mean? Because people talk about revolutionary deodorant nowadays. But we're talking about a whole new way of life, a permanent change, and not something that's patched up for us. We're talking about a real change, a permanent change for African people, and that means a different economic system. That means socialism. We're not scared of that word. Socialism means an economic system that's working on our behalf, an economic system that works for the people, not for only 1% of the population. What are you talking about when you say ready? African Revolution, you ready for? That means that we are prepared for this permanent change, that we've gotten ourselves together, that we know what direction we're going into, that we're talking about a permanent change for our people, that we're all on the same page, that we are exhibiting the characteristics that we hope to bring into being, that we're not being like the capitalists, selfish, individualistic, or anything. We are embracing our principles, humanism, treating people the way you want to be treated, collectivism, working on behalf of all together, and egalitarianism, giving each an equal opportunity. So if you're interested in us, the Pan-African Revolutionary Socialist Party, please come and join us.
Example of black nationalism. He worked relentless. His mind you couldn't imprison. African world vision he displayed so consistent is the template for African independence. So in remembrance of the ships he set sail for trade, the millions of Africans to back the decisions he made. The path was laid for my ancestors, I'ma walk it. And for my hip hop fans out there, I'ma spark it. He gave birth to Black Mass Organization 1919, UNI Association, Black Nationhood, he started Black Cross Nurses. I can respect a black man who thinks beneath the surface. Born gift for leadership, a strong sense of purpose. Never let a cracker convince him he's worthless. Stand tall, speak the truth, don't give a damn who he piss off. Mental on a plane so high, ready for liftoff at any moment. You name the place and the time, he'll bring the African goods just like the Black Star Line. Setting up trade unions for African mankind. GarveyItes all over the world with freed minds. One people, one mission, one movement, one reason why crackers wasn't cool with it. Our harmony, it seems to be the havoc, and if that's the case, then Garvey just made a panic.
Fellow citizens of Africa, I greet you in the name of the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League of the World. You may ask, what organization is that? The United Negro Improvement Association aims to unite into one solid body the 400 million Africans now residing in the Americas, now residing in the Caribbean, the Pacific, on the continents of Africa and all over the world.
Red for one blood, green for Mother Africa, blacks all over the world. We need to gather under one mindset, our infinite existence. All those who are